everyone, my name is Shelby and I am here with a postcard haul for you today. I have gone through kind of a lot to get these postcards. These are ones that are going to be added to my sending collection, so I am probably not keeping any of them for too long. But yeah, I am actually recording this intro after I've done everything else because I forgot it at the beginning. So here we go. Let's get into the video. I have like 10 minutes before I have to go pick up my daughter from her school, but I have finally found local postcards. I have been having this issue. So I moved to Whidbey Island, Washington, and my kids and I are doing postcrossing again. Well, it's their first time. I'm just getting back into it, and I wanted to get a bunch of postcards that were local for those people that like local, like scenery or postcards that are from your local area. I also purchased a bunch of art style postcards that are different, but I wanted to get local postcards. I was able to find some on Redbubble that are local photos by local photographers. And so I ordered those, and those will be here eventually. But I was still on a quest to find a local shop or shops that sell postcards. And my first try was in the essentially like the largest city on the island, Oak Harbor, and I struggled to find any postcards that would fulfill that requirement, and we sent those ones out pretty much immediately to the first people between me and my daughters. So today I went to a different town, Coupeville, and there's like a whole, it's called Front Street. There's a whole line of shops that are like small local businesses. In fact, all of that Coupeville area is part of like a historical part of the island, and so it's all local businesses. Oh, the jets might be flying over. Anyways, so I stopped in there. My first stop was Kingfisher Books, and I specifically went in there first. I knew they wouldn't have too many options, but I wanted to get this book that they had shared on their Instagram called Radical Hope, Letters of Love and Dissent in Dangerous Times. It's edited by Caroline de Robertis, and it's got a lot of different contributors. And so I'm going to read that. But while I was there, I was able to find some postcards. So these are two different artists, it looks like. This one is called Rusty Boat Art Studio. And that is the like large red building on the end of the, it's like a large pier. And then there's like a building at the end of it. That's in Coupeville. And then I was able to get this one. These are some orcas, and this one from Kingfisher as well. And these are janledbetter.com is the maker of those. So those are the only ones I found at Kingfisher, but I have a lot more postcards. Sorry, I'm having a hard time looking at the correct viewfinder. I found a lot more. I'm very, very excited. So the next place I went into was called the Laughing Admiral, and they didn't have any. Like immediately they just said, oh no, you should go to, I think it's called Aqua. Maybe it's on a sticker. Aqua Gifts. They said go into Aqua Gifts, and I said, oh well, I'm also looking for like artistic or funny ones, and they said no, we don't have any. So I went into Aqua, which was just down, and I first I actually did grab some greeting cards there as well, because they had a couple that were really pretty, and I was having a hard time finding the postcards. And I didn't want to leave empty-handed, so I got. This one is from Rigel Stewmiller. There's just some apples, and I thought this would be a nice, if I need to send a greeting card. Washington State is a little bit known for apples, so that is the maker. And then this one from Dragonfly Hollow Studio LLC. And it's a jellyfish. And then my daughter's teacher had a personal loss this week, and so I quickly picked up this pretty card that just says, "For some moments in life, there are no words, with thoughts of peace and courage for you." And so I'm going to put that together so she can give it to her teacher. And they did not have very many options either, but I picked up the ones that they did have. So they have this one. This is an illustration, a map of the Puget Sound area, which is right here. This part right here is Whidbey Island. Down here is Seattle. All of this is like the mainland. And then we've got the other islands, Canada. This was by Christopher Bibby, iambibby.com. And then I've got these ones. They're all from the same artist. This is Mount Baker. These are all illustrations. This is Olympic Mountains and Ferry. And then this one is the Deception Pass Bridge. If you're not from the local area, Whidbey Island is accessed by the Deception Pass Bridge on the north end and a ferry on the south end by Clinton. So that's how you access the island. So the Deception Pass Bridge is quite kind of important, and the ferries as well. So the next place I went into that had postcards was Back to the Island. I would be on Whidbey if I could be. And I picked up a bunch of postcards. They had so many, huge stacks. But I also got, they have lots of souvenirs. So I got one of these souvenir collector spoons that says Whidbey Island. That is going to go to my grandmother, who collects souvenir collector spoons. So they had loads of postcards there. I want to separate them quickly by the makers. One of the makers that they had there is Lantern Press. It is a local like artist and publishing sort of thing, person, place, whatever, in Seattle. And I actually had contacted them on Etsy asking if any of their prints were available as postcards, and they soundly rejected me. They said, no, we do not sell them as postcards. They didn't even say anything about like where one might be able to get them as postcards. But apparently they do produce them as postcards, but they only sell them to their distributors, other retail shops. So I was able to get some. So here are the designs by Lantern Press. The Whidbey Island Dungeness Crab. This one is a fairy. These are all illustrations. This is the Deception Pass Bridge, and it's kind of from the vantage point above one of the parking lots. It's not really a parking lot, it's more like a pull away. Here is one with the Deception Pass Bridge and the orcas. It says Whidbey Island. This one is kind of a collage style. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a cold. And before you get mad at me for going out in public with a cold, I was wearing a mask and I have tested for COVID. So just a little bit of a cold, and I made sure to help keep everybody safe. This is another one with the fairies, or a fairy and a little seagull. And then the last one that was by Lantern Press is this Whidbey Island map that's got the crab and the orca and the bridge. I got a second one of this one just because I liked it. I got 3 more also from the same shop. 2 of them are by Northwest Art Mall. This one is another one that is a illustration map. It's got the little crab. And then this one is a photograph of Deception Pass. And this one is a little bit more unique compared to all the rest that I picked up today. It is also a photograph, and there are sailboats, and in the background you can see that red building off the kind of dock pier in the background, but this one's got lots of sailboats. And so that's everything I got from Back to the Island. They had a lot, and the shop owner, I think she's the shop owner, but maybe she just, I don't know, she possibly is just an employee. Patricia was so wonderful. She gave me a foldable map, and of the island, just to kind of welcome me to the island. And it was just really lovely. And she just talked to me about some of the best, like, roads that aren't like the main road and things like that. So she was very sweet. I also, upon the recommendation of the person who was working at Aqua Gifts, the place before Back to the Island, that person recommended that I go to a place called Honey Pot Toys or Gifts or something. I don't quite remember. It's mostly a toy shop, but they also have a lot of cards and things like that. So I got a bunch there as well. This one is not really island specific. This is more of a Seattle Puget Sound area design. We've got the Harbor Seal. Oh, this one is by Inge Johnsson. It's produced in Tacoma, Washington. This one is by Jeff Foott, also produced by Smith Western in Tacoma, the same company. This one is another photo of Deception Pass Bridge. This is, I believe the photographer is David Broad, and this one is published by New, spelled with a U instead of a W, Images, LLC. This cute little otter. Is that an otter? Yeah, a yawning sea otter. Stuart Westmoreland is the photographer. Oh, sorry. That's the copyright holder. It's produced by Tom Hasseltine Photography in Seattle. So I'm not entirely sure if Stuart is the photographer or if Tom Hasseltine is. Maybe Stuart works for Tom. I'm not sure. This one is, oh, interesting. Okay, so this is a great horned owl. This one is also produced by Tom Hasseltine, but the copyright is for Duke Coonrad. So I'm wondering if perhaps this photography company just is like a printing company that prints the photography of other people. This is another Tom Hasseltine. The copyright is for Yuri Chowfor, and it's a little tabby cat perching on a fence post. Very cute. Some of these aren't quite like they're not quite Whidbey specific, but they are very very nice. This one, another Tom Hasseltine. This one's by Merrill Images, and it's just a bunch of umbrellas, which is very Seattle-like, but since I've lived here, we haven't had that much rain here on the island. Here's another one of the bridge. This one's by Rick Morley, again produced by Tom Hasseltine Photography. And then another Tom, this one's by John Chow, and this is just the Puget Sound area with the Olympic Range, and this is the ferry. One of the ferries. They also had a bunch of these like black and white Duck Boy brand like humor, kind of redneck humor jokes. I don't like them very much, but this one was kind of, I thought, not too inappropriate or raunchy and just funny. This one's called Handyman Special. And if you can't quite tell, the image description is a very rundown, broken down log cabin with a long-haired person standing in front, pounding in the stake for a real estate sign for sale. This again is produced by Duckboy Cards. And the last shop that I went to did not have very much selection of postcards. They may have had one or two that just weren't, it just at that point, it was the last shop I'd been to. I'd already kind of got a lot, but I also did pick up this very cute sticker from the place called A Crow's Nest, I believe. And it just says "Get Dirty," and it's got a lot of gardening things and flowers. So that one's just for me to keep. But I saw it and thought it was cute. So I am sorry I talked so fast. I am sure that some of you either had to slow down the video a little bit to hear me, or maybe ingest it in small spurts. But that is my whole postcard haul from Coupeville, Washington on Whidbey Island. I will try to leave as many of the kind of details as I can in the description, where they're like the printers, the companies, etc., the artists, and also the shop locations. But I might not make a list of every card because that's a lot. But these are all going to be going out to Postcrossing recipients, or even just friends who I wish to send a postcard to. But they are going in my postcard collection to be mailed. So yeah, if you liked this video, let me know in the comments below so that I know that this is a type of video you would like to see. I am happy to produce more content like this in the future. I do have a whole order from Redbubble coming, as well as a bunch from Etsy, like just art style cards. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love to share. If you think you would like that, let me know so that I know. But yeah, also give the video a like or a thumbs up. Yeah, what other kind of things would you like to see me share about regarding, I guess, postcards, letter writing? I might be doing NaNoWriMo this year. We'll see. Anyway, thank you again for watching this whole thing, and I will see you next time. Bye. I got through recording the whole video in one take before I realized I don't think I introduced myself at the front of the video. So as the channel name states, my name is Shelby. I am a 31-year-old baby now, mother of 3, and I am, yeah, I am, and that's, I am.